Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Mensch. Normally, Arch Linux releases a brand new ISO on the first of every month. Now, once in a while, they're late, a day or two, but this time they're 2 weeks late. And I have no reason why. And I don't know if that means they're still going to release a new ISO on November 1st or if they're going to wait till the middle of November. I have no idea. And every day I've been going to the website to see if their new ISO is released, and it wasn't until today. And also, in case you're new to Arch Linux is a rolling release. So if you already have Arch Linux installed, you don't have to worry about the new ISO. You should just do your update through the regular update process in the terminal. But if you're doing a brand new installation, then you should be using the new ISO. And that's what the new ISO is for. It's for new installations. Now today I'm going to show you how to download it and verify it. And I'm going to show you how to verify it in a Debian-based system and in an Arch-based system, because the process is a little different. So let's get to it. So right now I'm in a virtual machine of Antex Linux, which is based on Debian. I'm going to open up Firefox. And I already have Arch Linux saved as a bookmark, so I'm going to click it on. And the first thing I'm going to do is click on the wiki. I'm going to go into this search field. I'm going to type in, oops, I should type it right, mirrors. I'm going to go to the mirror page. Then I'm going to go down to, let's just move this up away from my face. And you know what? For this part, I'm going to get rid of my face. Let's do that. There, that's better. So now that we're at the mirror page, I'm going to click on this one, mirror status. Let's click it on. So we're going to go down here, and there's three options: out of sync mirrors, successfully syncing mirrors, and mirror syncing error log. So we want the middle one, successfully syncing mirrors. So I'm going to click it on. Then I'm going to click on by country, and now it's sorted by country. And you know what I'm going to do? I think this is too big. So I'm going to make it one step smaller. Whoops, I did that the wrong way. Okay, I think that's better. So we got it sorted by country now. So I'm in Canada, but normally I download mirrors from the United States. And what we're looking for is, number one, I don't like to do the HTTP. I want to do the one with the S's. Now the one without the S, they're faster mirrors, but they're not secure. The one with the S's, the download is a bit slower, but the S is for security. They're secured, they're encrypted. The download is encrypted. So I always want to pick the mirror with the S, and I always want to pick a mirror that's 100%. So if you see like this mirror here, it's only completed at syncing 89.7%. So I'm not going to pick that mirror. Now, of course, I'm going to go down and pick United States mirrors, but I'm just showing you this just to show how I use this web page. So like I said, this is 89.7%, so I'm not going to use it. It's 89.7% in sync. I want to have a mirror that's 100% in sync. And then the mirror score, the lower the better. So like this 7.3, first of all, it's only 85% in sync, but 7.3, that's a high score. You want the score to be below 1. So you want it to be like 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, maybe 1.0 at the most. And you want it to be 100% in sync. And also this tells you the last time it was in sync. So like for instance, this mirror here that's at 50%, the last time it was in sync was 12 hours or almost 13 hours ago. So here, now this mirror, it's not in sync, but it was updated a half hour ago or 34 minutes ago. Okay, so you want it to be HTTPS for security. You want it to be 100% in sync. Hopefully this number here is underneath a half hour, and you want this score, mirror score, to be below 1 if possible. So now I'm going to click this country on, and it brings up, it just reversed the order. So instead of going from A to Z, it's going from Z to A at the bottom, because I usually go with the United States mirrors. So let's see, this mirror is, now all these are without the S. So the ones without the S I don't bother with. Now this mirror, hacking and coffee, I've used this mirror lots of times. It has the S for security. It's from the United States. It's 100% in sync, and it was updated just a minute ago. How about that? 1 minute. So it's 100%, and it was updated a minute ago, and it's 0.8, so it's below 1, which means today, like right now, it's going to be a fast mirror. Up here, let's go to the top, and I'm going to go to download. And we can see this release was released today. Updated October 14th, 2023, which is today. So I'm going to go down to where the mirrors are, and you see all the countries. So I'm going to go right down to the bottom where the United States is, and here's the United States. And I'm going to go to, let's scan down, and here it is. Here, hacking and coffee. Now, notice there's two there. So one of them is without the S, and the other one is with the S. So I'm just going to put my hover over it, and you can see right here, this is the one, the HTTP without the S, so I don't want that one. The second one, it's showing it's the HTTPS, or it's the HTTPS with the S, right? So that's the one I want. So I'm going to click it on. And it didn't click. Oh, there it goes. Now, I'm going to download the ISO, which is 847 megabytes. So it's almost a gig. But I'm not going to download the signature. Now you can download the signature from here. And you can also download the SHA sum from here. But I never do. I always download only the ISO from here. And I download the signature and the SHA text from the main page of the Arch website rather than from the place where I'm downloading the mirror. So what I'm going to do is click on this mirror, ISO, and oh, it's downloading really fast. Look at this. So it's downloading 800 megabytes of RAM. So it's downloading an 800 megabyte ISO, and it's almost done. Look at that. And it's done. That was fast. Didn't even have to pause the video. So I'm going to close, I'm not going to close my web browser. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to close my web browser. And because I find it hard, I'm not familiar with Antex Linux, and I'm not familiar with this ICE WM window manager. So when I did my video on installing this Antex, I installed the awesome window manager. Now the awesome window manager doesn't come installed by default in Antex, but I installed it and I put my own configuration file in it. So, and of course, one of the nice things about Antex is that you can switch desktop and window managers without having to log out and enter your password. So let's do that. So I'm going to right click. Let's go to desktop. This is one of the beautiful things about this distribution, this Antex distribution. Let's go to other desktops. Let's click into Awesome. I'm just going into Awesome because it's easier for me to maneuver around. I know my way around Awesome better, and just so I can show you how to do this. And then I'm going to show you how to verify the ISO in Arch Linux. So I'm going to open up let's go back to Firefox. Let's click on Arch Linux. Now let's click on download. And you know what? It's time to bring my face back. I forgot about that. There you go. So what I'm going to do is go to the installation guide. And should make this a little bit larger, right? Is that too large? Okay, let's do that. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into another workspace. I'm going to open up a terminal. And I'm just going to make that a little larger. Okay, let's CD into my download folder. Let's clear the screen. Let's it. So we see I have the ISO there. Now I'm going to go back to Arch Linux. I'm going to go to verify signature. So I'm at the installation guide. There we go. So there's two ways to verify the signature. If we're in a non-Arch Linux system, we're going to use this line. If we're in an Arch Linux system, we're going to use this line. So right now, we're in Antex Linux, which is based on Debian. So I'm going to use this line. But before I do that, I'm going to go back. Oops, I'm going to go back to download. And I'm going to scan down. And I'm going to do this. So like I said, you can download the signature and the SHA text file from the mirror where you downloaded your ISO, like I showed you a moment ago. But I like to download those two texts, from the main Arch Linux page and not from the mirror. I just think it's a little safer. I really don't know if it is safer, but I think it is. So we're on this page, the page where it shows you the current release that was released today, October 14th. And I'm going to scan down. And I'm going to download the signature. And it's done. That takes like a split second to download. Then this SHA text, I'm not going to download it, but I'm going to copy and paste it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go back to my terminal and I'm going to create a text. Vim, I'm just going to call it SHA, period, txt. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to copy this SHA line. Let's copy it and let's put it in the text here. Let's insert it. And I'm just going to create another line and let's save it. Right click. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is let's list my downloads. So now in my downloads, I have three files. I have the ISO. That's the ISO. That's the ISO signature, which I downloaded from the main Arch Linux download page rather than from the mirror page, which you could do if you want. And this is the SHA text, which I created and copied from the main Arch Linux download page rather than downloading it from the mirror, which you could do if you want. Okay, so there's two things we're going to do. We're going to verify the signature, and I'm going to verify the SHA text. And then I'm going to duplicate the thing. I'm going to go into my Arch Linux system and show you how to do it there. And then I'm going to close the video. Let's do the signature first. Okay, so I cleared the screen and we're in our downloads folder. So let's ls it. So you can see here, I have the ISO. I have the ISO signature and the SHA text, which I copied from the download page of the Arch Linux website rather than the mirror where I downloaded the ISO. For some reason, I seem to think that's safer. So what I'm going to do is, we have two ways of verifying the signature. This first line is for non-Arch Linux systems, if you're verifying it within a non-Arch Linux system. And this line would be if you already have an installation of Arch Linux or an Arch Linux-based system, and you're verifying the new ISO. But right now we're in Antex Linux, which is based on Debian. So I'm going to use this first line. So I'm going to copy it, but I'm only going to copy it to the end of verify. I'm not going to copy this part here, just the first half. Copying it to the end of verify. So let's copy. Let's go in and I'm going to paste it in. And I'm going to leave a space. And I'm going to copy this line here, the signature, okay? I'm not going to copy the name of the ISO. I'm going to copy the name of the signature. So oops, let's highlight it. And you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's type in Arch. Let's tab it. And let's use my arrow keys to highlight the one with the signature. And let's hit enter. And I'm going to make that a little smaller so it all comes on one screen. Oops. Oh, that's too small, but that's what it's going to look like. So let's make it larger. And let's just hit enter. And it's verifying it. It just takes a moment. And there it goes. So the signature has been verified. It's Pierre@archlinux.org. And it's a good signature. Like I said, we can see this is a good signature from Pierre@archlinux.org. And there's the fingerprint. So we verified the signature in a Debian-based system. Now I'm going to verify the SHA text. So I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to do ls. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this SHA text. I'm going to vim into this file here that we made before. So let's vim SHA, period text. And I'm going to go to the end of the first line. I'm going to leave 2 spaces. Then I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to open up another terminal. I'm going to cd into download, ls it, and I'm going to copy the ISO. Now this time I'm not copying the name of the ISO with the signature at the end, sig. I'm copying the name of the ISO, and I'm going to go back to the other window, and I'm going to paste it in. And I'm going to save the file. And let's just ls it. Let's just cat it. Cat SHA text. So that's what it's going to look like. We got this first one we copied from the download page of Arch Linux and not from the mirror we copied the ISO, or where we downloaded the ISO. And this is just the name of our file. And of course, you have to be in the folder where all these files are. So now I'm going to verify the SHA text. Let's ls it. And I'm going to type in this command. SHA 256 sum dash C SHA text. And let's hit enter. And it's just going to take a minute. And there it is. It's saying that it's okay. So we verified the signature and the SHA text in a Debian-based system, within Antex Linux. And the reason why we verify, well, I guess it's obvious why we verify the signature, but the reason why we verify the SHA text is that the SHA text shows, if it's verified, that the ISO downloaded correctly and there was no errors in it. The signature shows that the ISO has a signature from someone, one of the developers at Arch Linux. So we verified the signature and we verified the SHA text on the Arch ISO in Antex Linux, which is a Debian system. And now I'm going to do the same thing in an Arch Linux system. So now I'm in my Arch Linux system, and rather than going into Arch Linux virtual machine and downloading the ISO and all that, I'm going to do this in my main production machine. And another reason why is that I already downloaded the ISO into my main production machine, and I want to keep it there for a few months, and I want to verify it. So just to make things easier, I'm going to do this in my main production machine, which I don't usually do. So that's a treat, I guess. I don't know. So what I've done is I have a folder, and I'm just going to do pwd. So I'm in my home folder. I have a folder called ISO. I have a folder called Arch, and I have a folder called October. So this is a folder for the Arch Linux ISO. I'm going to ls it, and I already have the 3 files down there. And I'm going to cat the SHA. I already made the SHA text file. And I already made that and I showed you how to do that in the in Antex Linux in the Debian based system. So I don't need to show you that again. Oh yeah, so let's ls it. Let's go to, so first I'm going to verify the SHA text. I'm doing it backwards because in the Debian system in Antex Linux, first I verified the signature, and then I verified the SHA text. In my Arch Linux system, I'm going to do it backwards. It doesn't matter which order you do it in, as long as you do both. So I'm going to type in this command. Now remember, I already made this file. And I showed you how to make that SHA text file in Antex Linux in the Debian system. So verifying the SHA text, it's exactly the same as it is in whether it's a Debian-based system or some other system or an Arch Linux-based system. It's the same, but I'll just do it again just for the sake of the video. So I already, like I said, I already showed you how to make this file. So I'm just going to type in this command, SHA 256, and I did that wrong. SHA 256 thumb, leave a space, -C, leave another space, and type in the name of your text. And the name of my text is SHA txt, and of course you could name this text anything you want to name it as long as what's inside is correct. So let's hit enter, and it's just going to take a moment, and it's done. So it's saying it's okay. So the SHA 256 sum text is okay. So it shows that the downloaded ISO is intact and there's no errors in it. Now I'm going to do the signature. Now the signature is different. Verifying the signature in an Arch Linux based system is different than verifying it in a non-Arch Linux based system like Debian or some other system. So I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to do ls, and I'm going to go back to the website. So as you can see, if you're verifying it in a non-Arch Linux system like Debian or some other system, and when we did it in Antex Linux, we used this command to here, right? We didn't take the second part. But if you're verifying the ISO in Arch Linux or in an Arch Linux based system, you're going to use the second line, but you're only going to copy to the V, including the V. We don't want to copy the second half. We're only copying to the V. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back into my terminal. And you want to be in the same folder where you have all these files, whether it's in your download folder or you made a folder like I did, it doesn't matter, as long as you're in the same file. And I'm going to insert. Then I'm going to leave a space. And I'm going to type in this one here, the one with the signature. I'm going to copy this one. So I'm going to just type in Arch. Oh, and automatically chose it. Let's hit enter. And it's showing that it's a good signature from Pierre at archlinux.org. And that's it. In this video, I showed you how to select a good mirror to download from, how to download the latest Arch Linux ISO, how to verify the signature and the SHA text in a Debian-based system like Antex Linux, and how to verify the signature and the SHA text in an Arch Linux-based system, or pure Arch Linux for that matter. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mensch.